Come on, the boys. Welcome back to another stream on the channel. I just thought I'd start a little bit earlier tonight. But yeah, another win today for Leicester City. Huddersfield 0, Leicester City 1. A close competitive game. It was tough, but we just about got through it in the end. And another win. And another win for Leicester where we weren't playing as well as we probably could have. But the main thing is we're coming away with 3 points. 2 out of 2 wins in the Championship. 3 wins out of 3 in all competitions. And the perfect start to Enzo Maresca's reign. And that continues. Obviously, Stephy Mavididi with the goal late on. As always, we're going to be going through the game in depth and looking at the Championship as well as a whole and where we are so far and how everyone else has started. Obviously, I didn't do a preview or anything for this game because I was busy last night. But yeah, I thought it was a difficult game, to be honest. Huddersfield made it quite difficult for us, and which you would expect under someone like Neil Warnock, but. At times they had a few close calls here and there, which you are going to get. But I thought overall we did just enough. I don't think we were as open defensively as was against Coventry. Still a little bit shaky here and there, especially at times with Ricardo and Winks. But I thought overall we got into some good areas. A bit too slow at times, I think, trying to work it around the box and try to get those opportunities. But that will come. And but the main thing is we got that goal late on through Mavididi. And that is as much as you can ask for. But yeah, let's get into the chat. Interesting comment from Jerry. But yeah, obviously Stolarczyk was in goal today, which is good to see. I thought he did quite well. Didn't have anything major to do, but did his job well. Distribution was quite good as well. Clean sheet, as you say. Henderson is looking back as well. So yeah, I don't think he come in. But that's two clean sheets in a row now for big Jakub Stolarczyk in goal. Red 8, I'm doing very good. You're doing all right yourself. 3 wins as well. Yeah, in a row, 100%. 2 clean sheets in a row as well. Get the pictures out. Exactly, mate. I think we need to change your picture for some people in the chat. Let's get Mavididi on there. We were on second. Yeah, that's good. There we go. But yeah, let's jump on to the trust you say for score then, as we always do. So yeah, obviously the goal came in the 73rd minute. And it's another fairly late goal in the game for Leicester. Obviously, team-wise, there's a few changes in there. Obviously, Dennis Pratt came in. Wanya came in. Obviously, Iheanacho started up top, which was obviously key. Who was it? Anyone else? Obviously, Stolarczyk in goal, as we've said. But yeah, I thought the team lineup was quite good. I think Iheanacho deserved to start after his performance against Burton. Wanya on the right as well looked quite good. Interestingly, Casey McAteer wasn't on the bench. We stuck with a partnership of Wout and Yannick Vestergaard, which today I thought was quite solid. I thought that Faz was pretty outstanding, to be honest. Obviously, the Callum Dore did very well once again. Dewsbury I thought was a little bit quiet today, but still found the assist for the goal from Mavididi. So, if he's going to play quiet but still impact the game enough, I'll be happy with that. Winks was solid enough, to be fair. He got around quite a bit, controlled it nicely. All right, user, mate. Dennis Pratt as well, who could have scored a couple today. And this is one thing I want to talk about a bit later. We need people in midfield who are going to score more goals because there are so many times you can make the run, especially when Iheanacho is in the team, because Iheanacho is going to drop into these type of areas, and then there's so much space in behind. And we saw it several times with, there is a Jerry Hobnum in there. I didn't realise that. And there's so many times for Dennis Pratt to come inside, and if we can get someone a bit more clinical, I think we will be absolutely cooking. And that could be Cassidy, who is still waiting, obviously the official announcement of. But yeah, let's get back into the chat. Users in here, able to see it. Celery. Leeds Southampton. Yeah, Leeds have made a poor start, haven't they? They drew the first game, lost to a last minute Jukovic's goal, something like that, I think it was. So, yeah, not the greatest of starts for Leeds United, was it? But yeah, let's go back onto this then. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on the game in the chat. Your ratings on performance, I'll probably give it a 6 or a 7 because I think there's still a long way to go with this side. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's a good thing, really, because we're winning games and we're not really playing that well, and that's the side of champions. So, to go out there, perform today where it was better than Coventry. Huddersfield obviously aren't as good, but I still think they caused us quite a few threats, despite the fact they had Danny Ward up front, which is interesting. But I still think that there's a long way to go, especially around the edge of the area. Because if Leicester were more clinical today, we could have had a few goals. We could have even scored in the first minute. I think Wanya Marcel had a shot which went miles over. The shots they were bloody awful. Some of them they went miles over. But for future games where I'm not at, I'll probably do a live stream as well because today I just wanted to figure out if I could find a stream or not, and luckily we did. So yeah, I'll probably do a few lives in the future. But yeah, stats, obviously we dominated possession, had more expected goals. 17 shots to Huddersfield's 13, 6 on target, 3 for them. So fairly even once again. 5 corners for Huddersfield as well. So it's still, we're still conceding a fair few shots in corners here and there. Huddersfield with 2 big chances as well. So just like I said, there's a lot of room for improvement. I thought the bench was interesting today. Obviously, Ndidi, Vardy, Hamza, Albrighton all came on. Like I said, no McAteer, 2 goalkeepers, Luke Thomas back on there, no Christensen, no Castagna, no Daka. So, yeah, that could tell you a lot about who's potentially going to be leaving. But obviously, it's good to see that Luke Thomas back on there. Ben Nelson also involved in the matchday squad. Obviously, still no Harry Suter as well. No Daniel Arbison was there, weren't he? But, yeah, let's look at some of the average player positions then, because this will be interesting. So, as we know, where's Woot gone? So, yeah, Woot obviously progresses quite a lot. Dennis Pratt, as you can see, was fairly narrow. So was Wanya. It's pretty expected, really. You got obviously Winks and Ricardo in the pivot. Callum Doyle coming up quite nicely as well. I think with this formation as well, we're going to notice that that Faz, or whatever his name is going to be progressing a bit more than usual. Yeah, I think you saw it against Coventry as well. He likes to bring the ball forward a fair bit as well, which is good stuff. So I'm liking it. But it's just the turnovers we have to be careful of, because we got caught out a few times today, and it's a good job that Huddersfield and Danny Ward up top can't score, can they? But yeah, let's get back into the chat. Southampton drew because they got last minute. Was it last minute? It's like 4-4, wasn't it? It's crazy. Messed my bet up. Thanks. Folks, Jerry doesn't know I've got Kelly, not Pele, on my profile picture. He's been found out there. There we go. So I'm going to get mixed up now. Which one's the real one? I don't even know now. It's definitely, it's probably is a user account, isn't it? I'm scared of Ipswich, that they won against Stoke. I think it was 2-0. So they're going to be up there. They could be one of our biggest contenders, but it's only 2 games in, so there's still a long way to go. Even QPR won today, so it's mad. User. I wouldn't back his. I wouldn't look away from his capabilities on his computer or whatever he's got. But yeah, perfect start to the new season, boys. I don't think we could have asked for much more. As Jason Bourne said on his Twitter, first league clean sheet, first goal from Mavididi, 6 points from 6. First time Leicester have won the first 3 games of a season since 1922. So yeah, that will do. So yeah, perfect start, really. It's interesting. Obviously, Coventry beat Middlesbrough 3-0 today. So I think that just shows you how big of a win that was against Coventry in the first game, because they're not a bad side at all. And, this is going to give us a whole lot of confidence for these next couple of games. We've got Cardiff up next, who lost to QPR. So you would be expecting another win there. And, obviously, it's just only 2 games. But I think we're second right now. As long as we can stay in that top of area, we can stay there for, hopefully we can stay in that in the top 2 from now until the end of the season. But yeah, there's a long way to go, but the signs are there. It's all positive. And out of the newly promoted sides so far, we have the best record, despite people bumming up to Southampton and saying Leeds are going to do well. Leicester have done the business and secured some nice little wins. So there we go. Perfect stuff, boys and girls. Enzo's cooking. And we're not even done yet, which is a positive thing. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the Championship as a whole then today. I don't know. It's Jerry Zoo. So as we can see, if it's going to load up, there we go. Currently in second place, only two teams with 100% records so far. Everyone played today. Yeah, that's mad actually. So yeah, only Leicester and Ipswich have 100% records in the league, which is pretty crazy. But there we go. That just shows you how competitive the Championship is. Yeah, Preston beat Sunderland. As we said, Ipswich got a big win against Stoke, which is a very good performance by them. West Brom Swansea, Hull Sheffield Wednesday 4-2. Watford Plymouth ball draw. Got that Southampton game, which was mad as well. And obviously that Birmingham late goal against Leeds United. So yeah, there we go. Interesting day in the Championship as a whole. But yeah, let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. I was going to ask for your man of the matches. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, because obviously some people say that Mavididi is, but I don't know. I didn't think he was actually that good today, apart from his goal. Just before he scored, I was literally moaning. But yeah, I guess we'll take it. I thought that Faz was excellent. I probably would push towards him, to be fair. Could argue case for Jakub Stolacek. I thought he was solid. Callum Doyle again was fairly good. I think he's come into the side and done his work very well. Just settled him very quickly. But yeah, which Jerry's Jerry? Now I'm waiting for Cassidy to be announced. Yeah, I know it takes an absolute age, doesn't it? Hopefully, in a minute on Twitter, Leicester will say the good news continues. And voila, Cassidy's presented, but I don't think that will happen. But it'll probably be next week. YZ2, who knows? Everyone's just accusing everyone. It could be Jerry, to be fair. You never know. Could have on his laptop. He's trying to bring himself some attention, isn't he? But big up. Jerry's supremacy has been shown once again on the channel for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm gonna go through a bit of player ratings from my opinion, and you guys can get involved in the chat if you want. Slotcheck, I'll go 7 or 8. Again, I thought he was solid. Couldn't really ask for much more. He made a few decent saves to be honest, and that's what Huddersfield did threaten a few times. Obviously had that massive chance in the first half where somehow they missed, but thank God they missed, and that's what I mean. If this was Premier League, we would have lost these first 2 games easily, but we're not in it. Doyle 8.3. I think that's quite solid. Probably a bit too generous, but I'll say an 8. Vestergaard and Val, I'll give Vestergaard a 7. Val is 8. I thought he was very good today. Is this right? Is this Jerry? Is this Jerry the fake Jerry? Can't believe I'm saying that, but I believe that's the fake one, isn't it? Sorry for the history war. Dennis Pratt 6. Yeah, I thought Dennis Pratt had a good few chances today to score and he didn't, so I'll give him a 6. Winks and Kieran 6 or a 7. I thought Dewsbury was a little quiet today. You had a few good chances. He could have made it 2 towards the end, but his shot was straight at the goalkeeper. Winks, I thought did quite well again, controlled things nicely. I just think the only thing I say with this midfield is quite weak defensively. Like when the ball gets turned over, Winks and Dewsbury do not have any physical presence at all to put a foot in and win the ball back. You got to kind of rely on a poor touch or one of the centre backs to come out. And that's the only thing. And even with Cassidy coming in, he's not going to offer that. So, and obviously, Ndidi and Hamza came on later to shore it up. But yeah, that's my only real concern is that the midfield 3 or 4 in possession is just a little bit weak. And Ricardo, despite the fact he's a defender, isn't that physical either, is he? Wayne Marcel 7, I think, is fairly generous. I thought he was all right on his first professional start for the club, but I thought he could have done a little bit more. Kelechi, I didn't think was that good today, to be fair. I thought his link-up play was quite good, but he could have looked up a bit more, especially in the first half. He could have threaded a few players in and took a bit too long on the ball. Some of his shots were a bit wayward. And Stephy Mavididi, probably give him an 8. I thought he was quite solid. He ran at people, which is what we want to see. A couple of times he did a few odd things. He went down the left quite a bit often. Obviously, the goal came from there. But it would be nice to see him cutting inside a little bit more. But, he's come in. He's done his job quite nicely. Got an assist in against Coventry. Scored today. Better than Tete already, even though Tete obviously did cooked in his first game. But yeah, I think Mavididi's come in, settled in quite nicely, and he's still building because some of these players would have trained under this Enzo system for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Mavididi's had 2 or 3 max, about 2 in it. So I thought it's promising signs. But another player on the bench, obviously there's no Samara there either, so I think he could be on his way out. But I think we know Daka. That tells you a lot because the only thing I'll say today, if you guys watched the game, Ian actually dropped very deep. On some occasions, Ian actually was picking the ball up from Vestergaard and Val. If Ian actually, and the Huddersfield player just followed him completely out. Like I said, there's so much space in behind. If we had Daka today, he would have absolutely ripped them apart. Because I noticed the Championship keepers don't really come out as much as Prem ones. They usually stay back a bit. And even Vardy had a few chances behind where in the Prem, I think the keeper probably would have cut that out. So the only thing I'll say, if we could play top now and again with Ian Atcher and Daka, and if the centre-backs follow Ian Atcher out, there's a whole load of space in behind. And I think on another day, Leicester could have been a bit more clinical and found out that situation and, made the most of it. But I thought Enzo did good. He did fairly good game management. Obviously bringing Albrighton and Hamza on late on to just to shore it out, and Diddy coming on again, who did fairly well. And and that's what you have to do. It's all good playing this nice fancy football, but you go to these little grounds in Yorkshire like Huddersfield, and especially against this beautiful man, you've got to go out there and do your job correctly, get the win, and just, you know, settle it out and come away with 3 points. And that's exactly what Leicester did today. And that's, you know, once again, last year, if this was last year, I don't think we would have won that game, to be honest. But the dot one is fake. Bit dodgy that, mate, but yeah. He's good, to be fair. He was good against Burnley, you know, 2 clean sheets in a row. I think he's pushing himself for definitely being that second choice keeper and pushing Henderson all the way. And, you know, with him starting, that really says a lot about Danny Ward and Daniel Iverson. So, yeah, I think Jakob's definitely the one to come in. And, you know, just like I said, he's done good. His passing ability is quite well. He's comfortable on the ball. He can go long, he can go short, and look quite short, to be fair. So, yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see another youngster come through the ranks. He's been here for a while, hasn't he? I think he was on loan at Carlisle last year. So he's got some good experience. And, yeah, it's good to see. Good to see. But, I think pretty much gone through most things. Obviously, we're still waiting on a few transfers. Obviously, it's the 12th of August today, so there's still a few weeks to go. So we can definitely see a bit more movement. But I'm going to try and do a few more transfer videos throughout the week, depending on when I'm in work. So, that will be the plan, boys and girls. But all in all, I don't really think we can have much more to say about that, really. A nice, solid performance. What wasn't the greatest, just like I said. You know, there's elements of the game we can 100% improve upon. But with the likes of Cassidy coming into the side, he's going to add a bit more, you know, goal output, I think, from midfield, those runs in behind. And, yeah, I think all in all, it's looking good. I think the few areas we need to improve on is around the edge of the box. I feel it's a bit stagnant. It's a bit too long. And obviously defensively, I still think at times you're a bit open with that transition where if Leicester lose the ball between Ricardo and Winks, we are a little bit too open for my liking. And, you know, if a team's got a good striker, probably could punish us. But thank God these Championship players cannot shoot. That's what we found out in these first couple of games, haven't we, boys and girls? But yeah. If you guys got any further thoughts, feel free to let me know. If you're going to have a quick look on Twitter, if Enzo said anything, you know what? Let's go and have a look at Enzo's post-match presser, because why not? He might have given us some injury news. So let's go and have a quick look at that. See what he's had to say after the game. So yeah, let's go to BBC Radio Leicester on Twitter. So here we go. So yeah, Enzo says he's delighted with the way his squad fought and the 1-0 win. I'm pleased by the way we have won games. Every game is different. Huddersfield are well organised, but we continue to play in the end, and we found the goal 100%. And that's the thing. Leicester are finding goals quite late in games this year, which is good to see. Huddersfield proved to be stubborn opposition for City until Mavididi opened the scoring. Maresca admits that it was a frustrating afternoon. As he said, Huddersfield was organised. Dewsbury was man-to-man, so too was Pratt and Ricardo. And that's the thing. Leicester did find it quite hard, and that's why the goal probably came a bit later when Huddersfield did tire. And once again, it was bit through some individual brilliance, and that's what we're going to need. And when the system, you know, works a bit better, I think we'll see a few more goals, which comes through, you know, the Enzo style and not these individual moments of class. But I think it's still positive. The build-up's still good. Here we go. This is probably the most interesting bit. So, obviously, they're talking about the lack of Samara, Daka, Castagna, etc. on the bench. Enzo said it was a tactical decision in this moment. I decided that it would be better for them not to join the team for the game. So, interesting. I don't really think it's very tactical. I just think that that's a cop-out that they're going to go, to be fair, because why on earth would you have 2 goalkeepers on the bench? I do not know. But if Enzo wants to do it, well, we will allow him, because the guy's a beautiful specimen. And yeah, there we go. That is all he had to say. So, yeah, I guess we'll have a bit more to see on transfers come next week with some potential departures. There's been links with Christensen to Lazio, I think it is. So we'll have to see if that develops in any shape. But I think Christensen's happy to stay. But then again, I don't think he's going to be much closer to getting into this Enzo system, because attacking fullback-wise, it doesn't really suit the style. And it looks like Callum Dawes is pretty much nailed on. So, yeah. Why is the chat dead? I don't know. The chat is a little bit dead, isn't it? It's because, I don't know, actually. We usually stream it later, don't we? So people probably eating dinner and whatnot. But it's all good. You boys in it are the real goats, all right? I was the #1 Mavididi hater, but after his debut and after this match. I'm officially the #1 Mavididi fan. Fair enough. I guess you can take that crown, Diego, mate, because nobody else has said it. But to be honest, I was getting a bit annoyed at Mavididi in the game, and he shut me up quite quickly. So, yeah, if you can continue to do that, that is the plan. But, yeah, boys, I think we'll probably head off in a few minutes. I've pretty much gone through everything. I want to try and watch the second half of Villa Newcastle, I think it is, isn't it, tonight? But yeah, obviously I won't have the game today. Obviously it's 6:30. I'll still be on the way back if I was. But for future games, I'll probably do a live watch along. Obviously today I didn't know if I could find a stream or not, but I did, so I should be all right for the games which I don't go to. But yeah, next up's Cardiff at home, which I should be at. So there will be another match day vlog for that one, and throughout the week we'll have a bit more transfer news as we always do across the transfer window period. But yeah, boys, I think that's where we're probably going to wrap things up. Once again, it wasn't a game full of things we had to really go through tonight, I don't think. And, it was another solid win for Leicester. And we come away with three big points. User, mate, come on. I do rate it. So if User's parents are listening, he's allowed to watch SPORTSA, okay? But sadly, I'm going to go in and use this so you can eat, so you can go and munch on your scran. But yeah, thanks for winning, boys. Massively appreciated. If you haven't dropped a like already, what are you doing? Go and drop one, because it just helps out. So if you do that, massively appreciated. And just before we do, final comment of the day, we're going to big up Diego. He's not the perfect winger, but he can make the difference. Yeah. With a moved, our run to can help us win the game where we're stuck. So that's 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, exactly that. It doesn't have to be. And the thing I like about him, he does take a bit of risk, and I'd rather him lose the ball if he's trying something than continue to cut back and pass it back, like we've seen with a lot of my wingers in previous years. So Diego, speaking absolute facts today. What a man. So yeah, boys, thanks for winning. Much appreciated. Up the city, and I'll see you in the next one. We're second, soon to become first, and Ipswich can move aside. Up the boys.